What's up, guys? What's going on? Good, afternoon? Yeah, I've been up all day already. So, let me turn that on. Yeah, I got a channel message that just happened. So, I actually got a comment from someone yesterday on the video I posted, and I'm sitting down today. I'm watching Arrival. It came out in last year, 2017, and it's about the spaceships that came and arrive. Obviously, the arrival of aliens and things of that nature. So I was just sitting there, and they kind of they decided to take over. It's like, nope, you're not watching that anymore. We got something for you. Oh, okay, alrighty then. So I'm sitting there, and my guys brought up some pretty cool, interesting facts and information. They brought up the fact of basically, when the aliens came, the lady, she's a LaGuine. I got it in my head, but obviously I can't pronounce it, so my brain, my mouth isn't working. But I'm also getting messages right now, so it's a lot going on. A LaGuine. Look, she studies languages and breaks it down and all of that good stuff. And I had got the aliens get there. It's like 12 of them sporadically throughout throughout the world, and they can't figure out why they're there or any of that. So she goes and she writes down human, and was showing them, and they responded with their language. Like, okay, they went back, and it's like, okay, maybe they went back. It was like, okay, okay, we're getting somewhere. They tried to talk to us, so they came back and popped up their little circle and the little half circle and whatnot, and that was their language. So maybe they were O's. I'm only like 30 minutes in, so I gotta go back and finish it. But anywho, and Forrest Whitaker plays a colonel in the military, and don't worry, I'm parked. I'm already in my destination. He basically told her, he asked her, was it is it a good idea, for us to be teaching them how to read and write? He was like, I gotta go back and explain to the people, to my leadership, my chain of command, what's going on. How could this be used against us? And she had said the story about kangaroo, that when another culture had came to Australia and they pointed to the animal that that had a pouch with the baby in it, and they were trying to ask, like, what was that? And the Aboriginals from there said kangaroo, and later come to find out that kangaroo actually meant I don't understand. But I don't know if that's true or not, but she said she made it up, but I don't know. I gotta Google that, because that's actually pretty cool. But she made it up because it said, it described it pretty much says her point, like, we don't know, and we want to find out why they're here in the first place. How else are we supposed to find out without communicating? You can't just capture people, and that's what. And his thing was, well, how can this be used against us? And then before he walks away, he was like, well, remember, the Aboriginals was almost completely wiped out by a more superior and advanced race. So that brings up two things. For one, the question should be why. Why? Just that question, just that one worded question could answer so many things, stop so many different problems and adversities and conflicts, and just by literally saying a word. Why? Like, why turn the heat down? Why do they feel like, okay, well, how can this be used against us? Why do we automatically go into protection mode when something new is brought to our attention, is presented? Why is it automatically go into fear instead of discovery or understanding or some type of comprehension among something that, you know, we're not used to seeing? It's like when you travel outside the United States. No, I've never been outside the United States, but I watch the Travel Channel a lot, and that alone, like, one of my favorite shows is Bizarre Foods. Some people can watch that show, and other people are like, I can't believe you watched that show. You know, that stuff is nasty. I can't believe he eats that. But there are people around the world that does. This is part of their culture. They come over here and like, well, I can't believe you guys are eating double cheeseburgers and fries that are, you know, in grocery stores. Like, who's to say that they've even seen anything like that? And they're looking at us like that is a form of ethnocentrism, which basically means where you're from and what you know is right is the only way, is the only right thing to do, is the only right things to eat, the only right ways to see stuff. Like, we used to go to another country and they're doing some type of tribal dance or something like that. You know, I know some people that are so hardcore, and, you know, I'm not saying anything, you know, about, because not everybody's like that. So I'm not giving an example, guys, you know, a few, just work with me, it's an analogy. But I know some people, and I'm pretty sure you guys do too, know some people that are so into their set religion of whatever, whether it's science, whether it's a different religious sector, it's like, oh my God, that's pure evil, that's witchcraft, that's... Why can't it be there for them? Like, honestly, how I see, like, different religions and different things of that nature is because, like, when aliens come, they don't look anything like us, so we're going to feel threatened. So, which, this is my theory, you know, feel free to drop a comment, but what, from my understanding, is who's to say God didn't have more than one prophet here on earth? Like, in Egyptian times, you know, it could have been Horus and Isis and all of that. In Roman times, it was Zeus and, you know, Pythagoras and, you know, all, like, why? And Jesus over there for, you know, Hebrews, and because Jesus does not have blonde hair and blue eyes. I'm sorry, but he just doesn't. He's hair of wool. Have you... I've pet a sheep before. I don't know anybody with blonde hair that has that texture, unless it's dyed. And, you know, they didn't have dye back then. So, you know, the facts are the facts. I mean, I'm just saying. But even still then, the Bible has also been translated. You got the King James Version. You got the New International Version. There are certain words in different languages that cannot be translated. There are certain sayings from English that can't be translated. I've taken Spanish, and those, I know some people, I'm related to, you know, people who are Mexican and Puerto Rican and whatnot and speak the Spanish language. Yes, even still, there's variations between Puerto Rican Spanish and Mexican Spanish. And it's essentially the same thing. Like, there's variations between Old English and the English that we have now. But, you know, so they're there. The differences are there. But there are words that cannot be translated over to. English is one of the hardest languages. Because there's so many different gray areas, so many different things, so many things that even mean the same thing. And they're like, well, why do you even have like 10 words that all mean the same thing? Why can't it just be simple? I feel them. But, you know, we like our choices, apparently, over here in America. Great to US of A, you know? But, yeah, look, I know it's diverting off, but roll with me. I'm just going as I'm getting it in. But why does it have to be based out of fear? Because it's something that we're not accustomed to, something that we're not used to, something that's considered different. Why is something different has to be offensive? Why do we have to protect ourselves? Is it threatening? Did it cause you mental harm? Did it cause you physical harm? Does it cause you emotional harm? Then it shouldn't be a threat. And that goes back to, like, what he said, the whole, why does a race, how can another race be superior to another race? Why? Because we're advanced because we have smartphones and we can do this and we can do that, and you guys are living and these people are living in huts and hunting with bows and arrows, and why do that when you could just use a gun? You ever thought about that? They probably thought about something like that, or the fact, they're far from stupid. People go and film them all the time. You think they haven't, like, just like they march and walk around the rainforest for weeks at a time, you think they couldn't walk to the nearest, closest advanced civilization or city or village that's nearby? You think that they're happy where they are and they don't need all of that? Maybe they look at us like, why y'all need all of that? Why can't you just can't be? Because yes, Native Americans had bows and arrows and things of that. And then, you know, the English brought over guns. For the tribes in Africa and Jamaica and Haiti and places like that, they had what they had, and other people who felt like they knew, who felt like that, we're better because we have this. For one, to fight somebody and to be that close where you can see your enemy, that's pure strength. To be far away and be able to just shoot kind of feels like a coward move to me. Feels like you're hiding. Because the one thing that I do know about Native American culture, you know, they feel like, you know, you should see who you are fighting against, because regardless of the fact, regardless of whatever the battle, whatever it was for, you know, they didn't disrespect their enemy. They didn't. They had a battle for whatever the reason might have been. But they didn't see the person they was fighting as anything less. They saw them as an equal to them. And this is going to be a courageous, honorable death for either or. And that speaks volumes. To respect your enemy, or to respect something that you could, because any war or battle or whatever could be, you know, very detrimental. It's traumatizing. I think soldiers come back with PTSD. Like, that's because there are people who get over there and like, yeah, but then when you actually have to look at somebody and see another human being and you recognize them as yourself, that's why soldiers come back with PTSD. Because they're fueled from the hate and stuff that we hear. And yeah, it wasn't cool that 9/11 happened and whatever, or blah 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 blah. But when it comes down to it, and you have to take a life that you did not create, that's a powerful moment. And then to be expected to not be affected by it, that's heartless. And yes, I'm not, I'm a veteran, and I used to, say that. I mean, but it's a survival instinct. Like in a situation like that, it's kill or be killed. Because I didn't join the military to kill people or anything like that. No, not at all. I joined it because I thought me testing my physical and mental self to the highest capacity and seeing what my personal limits were. That's why I joined. Like, I honestly thought basic training was fun. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait. Like, look at those look, my mind's going blank, but like the courses and all of that, and having to do that many push-ups, and kind of like, it tests you on all limits. Like, I remember doing so many push-ups, jumping jacks, sit-ups. Like, I forgot, something happened. Somebody snuck some cigarettes in or something. So my platoon our drill sergeant gave us muscle failure. Muscle failure is when your body physically cannot go on. Drill sergeant yells, you do another push-up, you're shaking to the point where you can't do anything but just lay there or sit there. Like, even standing up to walk away, like, it was, dude, muscle failure ain't fun. But just watching that movie, and the comment that I did get, it was honestly a very liberating experience to see that comment, and then for me to answer it the way that I did, because I wasn't offended at all. They basically just summarize and say, you don't know what spirit you're allowing in, and Yahweh is the only. Well, thank you for your perspective. That's their perspective, and I respect that. That's what you stand for. That's your authentic self. You be you. You fight for you, and you speak on what you believe in. But I'm also going to speak in what I believe in, but I'm not going to bash you. I'm not going to disrespect you. I respect your difference in opinion. We're going to agree to disagree. But, the only negative energy what in the whole scenario was the fact that that person attempted to attack, but when your authentic self, and you accept somebody else's for their differences, even though that's not your truth. And yeah, I have my personal beliefs on but it's not my place to convince them of where I stand. Just like it was not theirs to try to convince me. And I mean, that's their perspective. I respect that. You hold on. You do you, boo boo. Hey, I see you. Like, that's what all of this is about. It's being our authentic selves. And it was honestly very liberating too, because before, if it was like a couple months ago, like, it would have been a completely different response. I would have been like, da. But I've grown. That's not me. That's not who I am now. And just to watch that movie and have that comment, and that popped up, I realized that, this morning I responded to it. And it's just to finish watching my movie, because I actually started it last night. But to finish watching the movie, and it got to where it got, and then for my guys to bring me this message was awesome. And it just kind of linked together. And we do a lot of things out of fear. Like, that is how, like you say, oh, well, more superior race. That's how the Nazis felt. That they were a more superior race. Hitler tried to create a more superior race of blonde hair and blue-eyed people because he felt like that was a superior race. And this man didn't even have blonde hair and blue eyes. But nobody seemed to question that. I mean, I'm just saying. But to go back, like, who's to say that God didn't place different prophets in different areas of the world that looked similar to those people in those different parts of the world? Because imagine a blonde-haired, blue-eyed person coming over to Africa and be like, oh, yes, I'm the son of God, and like, we for one, what are you? You don't look like us. People are more resistant. Like, God is smart. He created all of us, so highly intelligent. Knew that, oh, yay, these people might not accept this person if they don't even look similar to everybody else is here. But because of that fear of having to protect ourselves because something is different or something isn't what we're accustomed to, because I'm not even going to say different anymore, what we're accustomed to, that speaks volumes. That cultures and races will rather be that resistant of acceptance and resistant of accepting and changing and adapting and encouraging, that they would rather destroy. They would rather ignore. They would rather judge. They would rather condemn. They would rather cause pain, cause destruction. That sounds like a lot of negative energy to me. That's primarily one of the problems that we do have in America right now. All these labels and I'm not saying that, we deserve to have our own sector or whatever and whatever, but it should all be okay. It should all be accepted. And those who don't accept it, they should be okay at the fact that they don't accept it, but then don't try to force they're not accepting because it's something that it just don't sit right with them. You shouldn't force that on someone else to change or whatever, and vice versa. Like, here's something that before I started I basically still look the same. Like, look, I ain't got no top of. I've been had these hairs, man, waiting. But you ever be people and, you walk down the street and some people will look and it's like, you hear other people and be like, oh my God, 2 guys, or oh my God, 2 girls, that's nasty. For one, that's perverted, oh, that's nasty. Your reaction is simply a reflection of you and your thoughts and what you essentially believe. So why is it that when 2 men are holding hands, kissing, just like what a heterosexual couple would do, or vice versa, because some people in the LGBTQ community do that to straight people, and that's not cool either, and go, ew. Yeah, that is nasty that you're thinking about what they do behind closed doors and in their bed. Yeah, that's not right. That's nasty. Why, if you saw a heterosexual, would you do? I mean, if you think of that, then I mean, you got some nasty thoughts. Get your head out your gutter. Get your head out the gutter, and vice versa. Like, why is that? Because that's what's coming to your head. You're not seeing that. Oh, they're in love. Oh, they love each other. Oh, they accept one another for who they are, and you're not thinking that. You're thinking what they're doing in their private time, behind closed doors, in their bed. Yeah, that's nasty. That's nasty, player. That's why would you do that? Why are you thinking that? That ain't. Yeah, that's a little perverted. I mean, I'm just saying, But would you feel comfortable to know that I'm thinking about? Oh yeah, when I saw you, oh that's nasty. Like this people like, oh, how are they with them? Why are you thinking about what they? Why? For one, if it's unappealing or that appalling to you, why would you even allow your mind set to go over there? Why are you torturing yourself? Like, for one, don't do that. You inflict the pain to yourself, essentially. Because trust and believe, whoever the other people are could care less about what it is that you think and feel. So why are you inflicting pain on yourself, essentially? But it's just the fact that, with this world and the culture and everything that's going on, and there needs to be more acceptance in the world. There needs to be more understanding, more compassion. If the world will come together and literally just accept everybody for their differences and agree to disagree, you realize that would stop every single last problem and issue, political and otherwise, in the entire world. It will literally stop it all. Because if we accepted everybody's differences and agreed to disagree, what would be left to have conflict over? I would. Yeah, exactly. The conflict at that point would be, so where you want to eat tonight? Like, that would be the conflict. Because we all know how that goes. I don't care what relationship, situation, friendship. That's a hard one. But if it wasn't for everybody's differences and everybody being unique, we wouldn't have the variety of things that we have now. We wouldn't have things like peanut butter, a stoplight, certain laws, certain rules, certain regulations. And I'm not talking about, just accept everybody, like, well, we should accept pedophiles. No, absolutely not. Like, that's not really, let's be serious here. I'm talking about accepting things that does not hurt anyone else mentally, physically, or emotionally, or spiritually. Because just the fact of being alive, we are all entitled to the pursuit of happiness. And we should be thankful that we have all these individual and unique people. And I think if Einstein actually believed, they thought he was stupid. If he actually started to believe that and didn't have determination, we wouldn't have electricity right now. If Frederick Douglass actually adapted to the slave mentality and was like, yeah, no, because my skin is darker, I'm not, we wouldn't have the works and publishings that he's came out with. Yeah. Just saying. So, before we react out of fear, before we react out of defense, and I'm not perfect by far. You know, we're emotional people, and stuff happens. Stuff weighs heavy on us, and you're not going to have that same calm, cool, collective reaction all the time. But just having somebody else being able to understand, like if you just snap on somebody because you having a bad day, and somebody instead of snapping back at you, like, man, what's your problem? Like, you know, and just be like, okie dokie, and just walking away, you know, like, man, they must be having a really bad day. I mean, yeah, the last time I was like that, I was having, oh my God, I remember what happened, man. My aunt had passed away, my car had died, I lost my job. Like, you know, that will make a world of a difference. Okay, that's all I got right now. So, see y'all later on tonight, and have a good day.